terrible pie-making machine. The chickens start to panic.
Chicken pies?
Yes, but I don't want to be a pie. I don't like gravy. Ladies, please, let's not lose our heads.
Lose our head?
But Ginger calms them down with the news that Rocky will show them how to fly tomorrow. Soon, they'll be free. Later, Ginger thanks Rocky for saving her life. Rocky tries once again to tell her his secret, but he just can't get the words out. The hens can't wait to see Rocky fly.
Well, today's the day, girls. We're going to fly. I can feel it.
Finally, we get to see a real professional in action.
Better start warming up. I'll go and get him.
But when Ginger goes to find Rocky the next morning, his bunk is empty. All that's left is the bottom half of Rocky's poster. It shows him being fired out of a circus cannon. Ginger realizes the truth. Rocky couldn't fly after all. Her hopes dashed. She breaks the bad news to the hens.
Let's face it, the only way out of here is wrapped in pastry.
Without Ginger's dreams to guide them, the hens begin to squabble. And the squabble turns into an all-out mud fight. As Fowler steps in to break it up, Ginger realizes something. Fowler was in the RAF, the Royal Air Force.
Hello, Papa Squadron work together, just like we did in my RAF days. Doco at the stick, Floppy at the map, whiz-bang at the tail end Charlie. Winker give the call, hop in, the old crate chucks away. Wizard shirt, boss. That's how you get medals.
Filled with inspiration, Ginger devises a new plan. They'll build an airplane, just like the one Fowler flew. With no time to lose, the hens get organized. Everyone lends a hand.
Mac, you'll handle the engineering. Babs, manufacturing. Fowler will be chief aviation advisor. Bunty, eggs.
Eggs?
Eggs.
Right. Just like the ones that rooster was going to lay. Only roosters don't lay eggs, do they?
Don't they?
No, it's a lay apparently.
In exchange for eggs from Bunty, Nick and Fetcher help the chickens steal tools right out from under Mr. Tweedy's nose. Seeing the hens so energized fills Ginger with pride. But it also makes her realize something. She misses Rocky. Meanwhile, out on his own, Rocky is realizing something too. Freedom can be a lonely road to follow. Spotting a huge billboard advertising Mrs. Tweedy's chicken pies, Rocky begins to question his decision to leave Ginger and the other hens in their time of need. Back in the barnyard, the chickens freeze in fear as the repaired pie machine roars to life again. When Mr. Tweedy comes to get them, Ginger and the hens swoop down and overpower him. They truss him up like a stuffed bird and wheel the flying machine out onto a runway lit by a string of Christmas lights. The time has come to make their escape. But there's just one problem. Fowler has never flown a plane before.
644 Squadron, Poultry Division. We were the mascots.
You never actually flew the plane?
Good heavens, no. I'm a chicken. Royal Air Force doesn't let chickens find the controls of a complex aircraft.
He was a mascot in the RAF, not a pilot. Ginger convinces him to take the controls. As the plane approaches the takeoff ramp, Mr. Tweedy jumps up and kicks it over. Then Mrs. Tweedy appears and looms over Ginger with an axe. But before she can swing, a loud noise distracts her. It's Rocky, riding a tricycle. He speeds downhill, sails over the fence, and knocks Mrs. Tweedy to the ground. Rocky and Ginger quickly put the ramp in place, and the plane takes off, trailing the Christmas lights behind it. Rocky and Ginger grab hold of the lights and climb aboard. Happy to have him back, she leans over and gives him a kiss. As she does, the plane jolts. Mrs. Tweety has grabbed hold of the lights. Ginger leans out to cut the string of lights. And before she knows it, she and Mrs. Tweety are dangling behind the plane. As Ginger tries to cut Mrs. Tweety off, she's hit in the face with something. It's an egg.
Fire! Fire!
Rocky is attacking Mrs. Tweety with the help of Nick and Fetcher. But they don't have enough eggs. Mrs. Tweety swings the axe at Ginger. Just in time, Ginger ducks. The axe slices through the string of lights, sending Mrs. Tweety tumbling down, through the roof of the barn, and into the pie machine. The plane soars up and away from the barn. Meanwhile, Mrs. Tweety tries to escape from the pie machine. But before Mr. Tweety can free her, the machine explodes. Mrs. Tweety is swept up in a flood of gravy, unharmed, yet unhappy.
I told you they was hooking.
Her pie machine is ruined, her dreams have been dashed, and her chickens are gone. And yes, Rocky, Ginger, and the others finally make it to freedom, proving once and for all that a little luck and a lot of pluck go a long way.